Last week on the Untouchables Super Panel.
By the way, after y'all done, I want Pretty Intellectual and AD real quick to actually engage in the conversation. Then we do open panel again because Jab and Ashley being quiet.
Oh man, that was hard. I'm glad I'm not no weak woman. That would have been hard for any woman to hear. Any woman of any race, any gender. But anyway, let me get back to this. If you guys are leading in all these positions, black women are failing, they doing this, they doing that. That's why we got the expectation. Where do you think this expectation came from? They've been teaching us that men was supposed to rule the world. We supposed to follow the man. We supposed to do this for the man. Like, listen, let me tell you something. Like, I love my daddy, but real talk, my daddy didn't teach me to be resilient out here in America. So yeah, I do have 3 houses. Yes, I do have higher degrees. Yes, I do go in the classroom and teach. But I still have an expectation of a man. I wish I had one here right now so that he can do the plumbing. But if I don't, see, a woman is not going to sit around. They never have. They never have, heartbroken or whatever. They're going to keep it moving. They're going to figure out how to do things. And I'm like, why is men so upset? But let me just talk about the attention, especially go back there. The attention seeking men. Like, if you go to any club, I don't care what club you go to, Jamaica, where he stay, where she stay, you're going to see a car full of men and you're going to see a section full of men. And they're doing that to attract and to they call themselves attracting the women, but they attract more men because they're in competition with the men. Like, men are in competition with women so heavy nowadays that you guys saying stuff that you really shouldn't be saying, like real talk. Girls. Okay, girls, anti everybody. I would say, I would hope that, like, this is my last point, because the only point I want to make about is alignment, what she was talking about. If somebody is not a girl's girl, that's it. That's 5 minutes or whatever the time was. What was that time?
There was not a time. You are just all over the place.
All right. I'm going to just say this part for as alignment, because that really stood out for me. I don't care who the gender is or whatever. If they not for me, then they against me. No, they're dangerous to me. You absolutely right. And if somebody, if it's a black person around me and they think black people are lazy, they're a danger to me, because we have no room to even grow. The way a person thinks says a lot about them. And if you're not in your big age dismissing people because you're not aligned with them, why the hell in this day and age I'm going to have people around me that I'm not aligned with? It ain't even going to get to a danger point. So that's basically, I wrote down a lot of stuff.
Can I ask you a real question, Gabby, real quick?
What's your question?
If men are pushed to be leaders because of their own expectations, why can't they push women to cook, clean, suck their dick, and shut the fuck up? If men are leaders, don't think about it, right? Then 1 second. Okay. You responding too fast. You responding a little bit too fast.
Okay. Yeah.
If he's wrong, right? If he's wrong, and men are leaders because we are pushing ourselves to do that, so we are fulfilling our own expectations. So it's our responsibility. Why are men begging women to take their wigs off, to start cleaning, to start cooking, to not be hoes, to do all these things, and women refuse to do it? How does that make sense?
For one, if you're gonna fulfill your own expectation, I'm sure gonna fulfill my own expectation. I'm not born. Nobody should be born in the world to be subservient to anybody. We got that's what's wrong. We use our big ass brain to do shit like this. Okay?
That's what I was talking about a second ago. That's what I was talking about a second ago.
Question, please.
I promise I got you. Premier, actually, I got you.
Just jumping in real quick, then you can have it. Pretty intellectual. But that's what I just got through talking about. You said that nobody wants to come into the world and be subservient. But for men, when we come into the world, we're subservient to the expectations of what a man is supposed to do. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with that. I'm old school. But the way women nowadays expect men to be traditional men and lead and do certain things, but the women act like they have no expectation of what they're supposed to do. That's ridiculous, because whenever you're talking about a man, the gender roles come up. But whenever you're talking about a woman, gender roles are oppressive. And no, I shouldn't have to do that. I'm a slave. Well, women are expecting, not you, but women are expecting men to go to work and bring home money and give it to them. That could be considered slavery as well.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I'm gonna wrap this up because that's crazy. That's crazy on any part. But real talk, like I'm just gonna say that's crazy. Like so,
one second, Gabby. You know
women are not.
Hey, Gabby, you know why it's hilarious? Because you have gender roles in your relationships. We had you on the show before. You usually follow the male. Like the in between.
No, I don't. I'm not a follower at all.
You know why you do it?
Listen, I'm telling you, but you can't tell me about myself. So I'm just gonna let you know.
You know why you do it? No, let me tell you why you do it. Because the first thing you do when you're talking about yourself is bragging about how many business you have, how many houses you have.
That was not the first thing. That was validation about being a leader. Okay.
No. You went from
y'all twist things around. You won. I'm finna mute.
This is the pretty Ashley and AD uninterrupted, and Jeb is going to take us home, right? And this is the problematic part of this conversation. We can just leave our gender roles. As soon as we get with a woman, they expect us to be protectors, providers, and we can shift, right? Gabby went from, look at these titties, I have a house, I'm still a woman. Like you.
Okay, so then let me get a stab at the question.
Hey, pretty. 1 second, pretty. God damn it.
I know, but like this has been continuing forever. And
but I'm just saying, while the old woman, and I pointed this out, and this is the problematic part about our dynamics, while the old woman can look like woman, claim to be woman, and then switch it and want to be things that usually are for men and brag about things that are for men, and then turn around again and go back to woman. This is why we don't see eye to eye. It's because we are locked in our roles. And once I say I want a woman to cook and clean, you say there's no gender roles. Yes, they are, because most of women want us to do A, B, C. And if we don't do it, we'll lose y'all. So that's all I wanted to say. Pretty Ashley and AD. And then we open the panel for Job and the rest of the crowd. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. I'd like to answer the angry man's question now that he stopped yelling.
Go ahead.
Okay, so there's a few things with this. You saying if women or if people believe gender constructs are real, right? Like that gender is a construct, it's a social construct. But also we believe gender roles are not real. And then you're saying we expect provision. That is this huge hypocrisy that we need to own up to and be accountable for, right? You're asking us to address consequences, right? Number one, those constructs have consequences. Similar, race is a construct and it has consequences. There are consequences for constructs that are embedded into society to create hierarchy and oppression. So that's what you're addressing. You're addressing consequences. So it's the same way as saying to a Black man, I understand why a lot of you guys don't have generational wealth. So if we were to say, hey, why don't y'all have generational wealth, acting like we don't understand that the racial construct has caused oppression that has led to the dismantling of your ability to gain generational wealth, that would be intellectually dishonest, right? It would be dishonest to say that. So even venturing into that conversation, you're already starting off on a bad note. It's dishonest. We know why. We know why women are asking for provision, because they know that when I enter into a relationship with a man, that in this society, there is a disparity, economical disparity, right? We understand that. So there is a disparity that is based on this construct of gender, that she is a woman and you are a man.
Which
disparity? I also want to point out that
which disparity are you?
I also want to point out that if this woman is a feminist, she's not asking you for that because she probably has her own. So what you're doing is trying to transcribe one ideology of one type of woman onto another type of woman. And you're saying, 1 second, you're saying
I'm asking for clarity before you move further.
To dismantle the patriarchy are also the women saying, I want to stay at home and be a housewife. And that's not correct. The women who are trying to dismantle the patriarchy are working. And the last thing I want to say is that you just said, Fatty, that we can't dismantle, that men cannot leave their gender roles. Black men left their gender roles long ago. You guys
Actually,
have
they
not
didn't.
been able to provide and protect in the United
Actually, they
States
didn't.
of America. You guys have left those roles long ago.
Actually, they
And
didn't.
I will say, and I'll hand
I
you
got
this
you, Em.
olive branch, and I will hand you this olive branch that it is partially because of the consequence of the construct of race. But you have indeed left your gender role long ago. You are unable to protect a Black woman in America from a white man. You cannot
number
do it.
one,
No matter how hard you try,
I got you, Em.
can't do it. You also cannot provide in the way that they can because of the economic disparity that is a consequence of the construct that is race. So we're having this entire conversation trying to be disingenuous, but let's go ahead and be very, very clear. We can go ahead and say that we understand something is a construct while also acknowledging the consequences of it.
okay,
I'm interrupted, and then actually.
So first of all, I don't like olives, so I don't need an olive branch. Secondly, I asked you for clarification. I wanted to know what disparity you was talking about. But because, like a typical Black woman, you want to dictate to Black men instead of actually having a conversation. When I tried to interject to ask you what disparity were you talking about? Are you talking about the disparity that Black people suffer as far as their income? Or are you talking about the disparity that's supposed to be between men and women as far as their income? I guess I'll never get an answer to that because I tried to interject, but you wanted to keep on.
Yeah, you could have saved your question for when I was done.
But no, here's the thing. I'm just going to assume you're talking about the disparity between men and women as far as their income. That has already been debunked 6 ways from Sunday. Okay, so we're not even going to go into that. Now, as far as what you're saying about Black men already stepping away from their gender roles, that is a crock of shit. Black men have actually been making more money every single year that has passed. Black men are actually in a better position. The problem is you think Black men have stepped away from their roles because 80% of y'all want to date the 10% of pookies that ain't got shit. You want to date the niggas that want to lay on your couch and drive your car and drop you off at work and shit. If you actually dated the blue collar men that are out here, the ones that you ignore, the ones that are invisible to you, you would notice that the men are still in their role doing what they're supposed to do. But as the T app has proven to us, y'all like to date the sorry raggedy ass niggas that ain't hitting on shit and then come to the internet and accuse all the rest of us of what they did. So no, you're incorrect about that. Now, as far as going back to the social construct and this entire thing about, oh, well, you're coming into it, we're talking about consequences. Well, life has trade-offs. Everything has consequences. One consequence is when you as women decide to step away from the social contract, but still expect men to adhere to the social contract, society doesn't function correctly. Hence the reason why we're where we're at right now, having this discussion and this disagreement.
Most of the TM is white women. What are you talking about?
And hold on 1 second.
Oh, now you don't want to be interrupted, though. You wanted to interrupt me?
Just,
okay,
just give me one. Just let me just say this last part and you can interject. Just this last part. And the subsequent gender war that we're in right now. You got it.
Yeah, none of what you said actually addresses anything that I said, right? And I did answer your question about what disparity. I was very clear about the disparity. I actually referenced 2 disparities. I referenced 2 of them. Secondly, the T-app that you mentioned to show that women are dating the same type of men is primarily used by white T women. So I don't see how they're going to be.
Not true.
Because everything is used by white. Everything is used by white people. This is the problem with this conversation, right? So no, 1 second, Pretty. Think about it. Black men can provide by themselves. No. Pretty,
you're interrupting me. And
No. I'm interjecting, not interrupting. There's 2 different things. I'll pass you the microphone. What you're saying is wrong. Because if Black men can provide, so white men, so Asian men, most of Asian men can provide by themselves. Most of white men can provide by themselves. Most of everything men can be providers by themselves in most communities. It's not just a Black person thing. If you come to Europe, most people need 2 incomes. People can live by themselves. So this is not a Black man abandon their roles. Absolutely not. Everybody now, the economy is fucked up. only very few people, very small minority of men actually can provide for a household of 3 or 4. That's the reality. So when you put in that burden on black men, is actually unfair, because if you go to the white community, 80% of them are still dividing either have roommates or are paying the house with the woman there. So that makes no sense. Like what you're trying to say is only black men.
Yeah, it's no. Because you're not about to piggyback off of his interruption of my point.
Just finish your point, and then he got it, and then Ashley, please go ahead.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is that the TAP proved nothing. And the TAP is primarily used by YT women.
It proved a lot.
Nothing. Because you're not even allowed on it to make an actual analysis of it. You cannot make an actual analysis of an app that you're not allowed to be on.
Were you there?
Not allowed to. You cannot make
Were you there, Pretty?
An app you are not allowed to be on.
Pretty, were you there?
Except for the fact that women sharing information terrifies y'all.
No,
that
Pretty,
when women
share
information and we are in alliance with each other, that
nobody
you guys
gives a shit
shiver
about
in your
that.
timbers. You guys are shivering in your little booties, and you're terrified that women are sharing information each other to potentially distract you from. I'm sorry,
we're scared that y'all gonna go on the T-app and screw more pookies. Yeah, we're terrified of that.
What is really weird about this is for the group of men who say that women need to choose better, and when women created an app where they can collect information to figure out what men to avoid, you're sitting here crying about it. Angry man, stop yelling. Your microphone is as angry as you are. Your microphone is angry with you because it's staticking every time you yell. So speak in a tone that makes sense. It's staticking every time you yell and nobody can hear you.
I don't care.
Ashley, go ahead. I've been in.
Hey, pretty.
First
Why
of
you
all, wait, hold on, Fatty, because she's lying through her teeth. And the problem is I don't have to be on the app because you women gossip like crazy. You already done jumped on it and they told all of the business. Number one, women are going on the app actually they're using the app to farm and date more of the men from the app. So number one, you don't know what you're talking about. Number two, the app has been around for a while. What made it go number one in the app store was black women. Not white women, black women.
Y'all did all these statistics.
And just to land it, the 80-20 rule already exists because all of these motherfucking dating apps show that woman, black woman, Asian and indifferent, swipe left 80 times to get one match. He already showed that y'all dating the same man. No, pretty, please. If you want, if that app was to date, like if that app was to actually you to not to stop dating the same man, those men that got denounced there would get no play tomorrow. You know what actually did? They're going to get more women than they ever did in their life, because this is how it is. As soon as women are single or man is single, he gets no play. A man put a ring on his finger, he gets more play. A man marries a rich woman or a respectful woman or motherfucking Cardi B or Amber Rose, and all of y'all jump on his dick because now you want their toy. This is the reality once again. And the fact that you are, for whatever reason, keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, when that doesn't deny that women, for the most part, still believe in gender roles, still want the same man, and still are making wrong decisions no matter how much information they have, is preposterous, because once again, is not going to stop. Y'all not going to date better. Y'all are not going to have baby daddies that take care of y'all. Y'all are not going to go out of your way and says, you know what? I made $100,000, so now I want the $50,000 man to take care of me. No, y'all are going to want more and more and more and more, because that's the nature of woman. That's the reality. Go ahead, please, Ashley, AD and Jabba, and then we open the panel for everybody and we have a conversation until the end of the show. Go ahead, please, Ashley. Sorry for the wait. It's been a difficult show.
No worries. I think I just wanted to touch on both of what Fatty and Angry Man was saying. You guys keep referring to like women in particular, but you're talking about like a specific woman that you have experienced, and you're not talking about all women. And so I think about you. No, you're not. And so I think it's frustrating because when you guys are like, you guys do this and you guys do that as a society of what you saw on TikTok, but then when you meet other women, why are you acting like you've never dated a woman before? And I'm pretty sure some of the women that you dated weren't the people that you're talking about right now. So it just seems like you guys like to go to what is trending right now rather than what's actually being experienced in your life. And then you talk about men are doing that, but then when we're talking about women, women aren't doing that. And so it's just frustrating, I think, a little bit to hear, because like, let's be real here.
Can you be specific?
Well, here's the thing about that.
Before you go there, let her be specific about it, because I want to exactly what did me and Angry Man say that was wrong. Correct.
Okay, so you were talking about the women on TikTok are rooting about gender roles and how we want a man to do all this stuff or whatever. But then what's really being said, though, is how you feel that we should be picking better men. Why aren't y'all picking better women in your lane?
No, don't deflect. No, don't deflect. No, don't deflect.
No,
you are deflecting. Let's assume that we need to pick better. Okay. What did we say that was wrong? Do you want the provider, Ashley? No, Ashley, do you want the provider? Ashley, do you want the provider?
I'm going to say it again. Yes.
One second. Ashley, do you want a man that protects you? Huh?
What?
Do you want to? Now you said you want a provider. Do you want a man that protects you?
Lord have mercy. I might just stay single. I don't know if I'm gonna get married. I'm happy being alone. I think I'm done. I can't see me. I ain't putting up with all this.
Catch the full video only on YouTube.